What's up guys, it's Jonathan with One Big Impact. I just want to show some before and after videos and pictures of what the floor is going to look like in the gym and then what it looks like afterwards. So as you can see, it's a very dull color and stuff right now. I am using the Oreck 550. I'm going to put it in the link in the description below, and I'm using the ZEP 4-stage system. A couple things that you're going to need if you're stripping your floor and kind of resealing it and everything is going to be some mops and basically just those items and the scrub brush that I will put in the link in the description below. Now I'm going to basically run you through the floor and show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, so this is the bathroom. It actually looks pretty damn decent in here. But you see those, like the spots and stuff, like I'm really trying to focus on getting a lot of those dug in, really heavy areas done. The floor was used before as like some kind of golf cart place or something like that, but you see that? I'm trying to get that off. Looks like maybe some glue or something like that, but it just isn't giving me that clean appeal. So as you can see, it's pretty jacked up floor. So you can see really good when you get close. It's just a really scuffed up floor. And then over here where it's in the light, you can kind of see the floor overall just needs a lot of damn love. So I'm going to strip it down and then we're going to start all over. There is some stuff that I know not going to come out, obviously cracks and stuff like that, but I do feel that we can get it a lot better looking. But I need to hurry up and get it done because obviously I'm in business now and I want to make it look better. Like this stuff, and over here, those are fresh, those are from me, scratches, but I want to stop doing that. You got like marks here, like the stuff that I can obviously strip off and kind of remake look better. Holy crap, so update. I have been literally grinding for hours. I actually have no clue what time it is. I've not had water or anything. I'm gonna check what time it is. Okay, so it's noon. I guess that's not too bad. So this is the finished product as far as stripping is concerned. It's still drying right here because I've been obsessively mopping, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see, it's a hell of a lot cleaner. I would say 80 to 85% cleaner. And you have no idea, this was a golf cart, like working room. So there was like oil stains, it was really bad. So 90% of you guys probably aren't gonna have the floor this bad, or as bad as it was, which is exciting because, but as you can see, even though the floor didn't look like it had a shiny coat on it, apparently it did because it's definitely a lot duller looking now. And I did in here, and this is still drying from the mopping or whatever. This has been quite the project actually, but I'm surprised because total job time, maybe like 4 or 5 hours, pretty solid straight time. Now, a couple tips that I want to give you is be liberal when it says, follow the directions, like that's pretty obvious. But when it says to put the stripper on really heavy, do that because otherwise it's gonna dry every 2 minutes and you're wasting your time and it never makes it to the 8 minutes. I did 2 passes. So I did like 4 squares all the way across and then 2 passes and then a bigger section, 2 passes. Every single section I did 2 passes. It probably could have used another few passes, but to be honest, all of that shit has to be back over here by morning because I train in the morning. So it's like pretty much a rush to finish. I was gonna do a tiny little section at a time, but it's just not possible. I need to be done with everything. Now, I thought you had to leave this curing for 24 hours first. That's why I had initially came to that, but every single one of these says like 30 minutes, which is super refreshing that I don't have to leave it for so long. If your scrubber, the Oreck scrubber, is not getting a little bit foamy on the stripper, then you probably need to put it on a little bit heavier. I noticed that on the first few passes, I was trying to conserve product just so that I didn't have. Okay, so by no means am I trying to discourage you from this process. Most people won't have to do it all in one day, but I'm getting pretty tired. But I also wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, so take that into consideration as well. So I got the first coat of polish done, and to be honest, that was probably the easiest part so far. It is kind of cool because it like almost turns the floor a different color. Not like, don't be worried about that, but like a different color, meaning like you can instantly, when you do your figure eights and you go back and forth, by the time you start the next line of figure eights, it's already like dried and you can see it kind of putting a thin layer on top. So it's kind of interesting. It's interesting because I've never done this before. I would show you, but I'm not sure. I'm actually trying not to move. I'm in a bad spot right now. That's kind of the first layer. This is still wet, obviously. It says to do 4 layers, up to 4 layers or 4 layers. Let's see. I think it's 4 layers no matter what. Yeah, apply 4 thin applications of high traffic floor polish in a continuous figure 8 motion with a finish mop. So, yeah. It says 30 minutes, but it seems to be drying a hell of a lot faster than the sealer. The sealer took about an hour. And if I gotta do 4 coats of this, that's like 30 minutes, so that's 2 hours. I mean, I'm gonna let it cure as much as possible. But kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what it looks like. And I'll try to post before and after pictures at the end of this video. This mop right here, I'm not gonna use this side, but if you do use this side, I've heard pre-wetting it is a good idea. I'm actually gonna use this side, so I don't really care. And I'm gonna try to save the other side for like dust mopping in the future, which will be nice because hopefully when I have the polish on there, it'll work good. My hand is tired, sorry, I keep putting my hand down. And you're gonna go in like a figure 8 pattern, starting in one corner, making sure you cover everything. It says like 3 or 4 passes possibly. So yeah, that's where I'm at next, and I will update you. That's for the sealer, by the way. The sealer is next, then the floor polish, and the neutral pH apparently doesn't get used. I was under the wrong impression, so. Okay guys, obviously the floor is done and I was just trying to wrap the video up. I'm not sure if I really ended the video right. It was a really long day and it's been a nightmare trying to edit this because while simultaneously opening, and I was having some issues with my video editing software, but I wanted to kind of give an overview and kind of my thoughts on if this is actually a good investment or not. So I'm not in the flooring business, but I would assume it probably cost you about 2,000 to 2,500 probably to be able to do this job. The reason is because it costs money to maintain the equipment. It would probably have been a couple guys if they were going to move all the equipment and stuff like that. You're talking a really long day for a couple guys. I was total project time, I would say probably 7 8 hours, maybe longer than that, as far as just scrubbing the floor. Um, Probably longer than that because I was there till quite a time at night, but I was moving equipment and stuff like that. If you had a friend with you, maybe it would go a little bit easier. It wouldn't be so much. Um, the everything's going to be in the link in the description below. The Orbit um, machine, the floor sealer, the 4 thing pack. I'll try to put some mops in there, like mop buckets. Try to cover everything that I feel, like the certain scrub brushes that I used. The green brush that I talked about originally, I used for the rubber floor, not the vinyl floor. And I bought a 2-pack. I probably could have gotten away with one, but I got a 2-pack, and I actually didn't know I got a 2-pack. It was like $8, which is a really good deal on Amazon. And in addition to that, I think that was about it. So I got the scrubber on sale for 100 and something bucks off. It was $300. The fluid I think was either 30 or 50. Free shipping, which to be honest, that was perfectly acceptable price range. The mops I think I probably paid $20, and the mop bucket I had. I would recommend, if you are doing this, get multiple mop buckets, because that was a bit of a pain going back and forth using one tiny little mop bucket. And maybe like a hose spigot would be great, because going under the sink was a pain for me. But it can be done. So if you're budget minded, you can do it with one mop bucket. You're just going to be changing the water out a lot, because you don't want to mix like the sealers and stuff like that. I want to make a side note. I was super paranoid about getting the stripper on my skin and stuff like that, because I didn't know if it was going to burn me. I am not saying to put the stuff on your skin, but I got it all over the place and all over me and everything, and I didn't even end up getting like any kind of irritation from it. So I was really happy about that. By no means, I would recommend goggles. I would recommend gloves. This is all stuff that you should be doing. Whatever the information says is what you should be following, like the warning labels and stuff. But I was relieved that I didn't have any issues with that. In addition to that, it can all be done in one day. I had no problems doing it in the whole day. It was literally ready to go by the next morning. I came in early and put the remaining few things back in place. I got most of it in place by that night. As you can see, the finished product is actually fantastic. The floor being a 1 to 10, meaning like how good was the floor in the beginning and how good was it after. 1 being crappy and 10 being absolutely beautiful. There was a spot by the store, or by the door, you'll see, and there was like some glue and stuff, and I was really concerned with that. That did not come up. I'm probably going to have to get a hell of a lot more aggressive with that area. And if I strip it again, maybe it'll get a little bit closer, and I'll probably do this over the next 3 months, maybe 1 or 2 more times, and just kind of go through the process again, and then it will get really nice.
I would say it was probably, I mean, the floor was there, so we'll say it was like a 1 or a 2. It was really bad. There was like a lot of oil stains and stuff like that when I started. It was very dull, very scratched up, and it was just, it was like everywhere you looked, it looked like somebody's bad garage or something. It was just, it was really rough. After, man, I'd say like an 8, 9. It just, comparingly, when I had clients come in, they were just like, "Is that the same floor?" Holy crap! They were impressed. I was impressed. Not all the stuff came up, but like the oil stains and stuff, 95% of them came up. And the bathroom looks absolutely spectacular. It really did make it look like a completely new room. And it was very, very professional looking compared to what it looked like before. So I was really excited about that. So total investment, I would say, as far as just cost, 300, probably about $400. I would say, would I recommend this? Would I recommend this if you got a floor? And most of you guys aren't going to have a floor as bad as mine. But if you do, you can see that it will work anyway, and it'll help. I would 100% recommend this. I would 100% recommend the Orbit sander or the Orbit stripper and stuff like that too. I actually have a video coming soon where I didn't strip the rubber floor, but I have rubber floor and I cleaned the rubber floor with a different attachment, and it came out 50% better. It got like the dirt up, and it was, that machine is freaking amazing. People were really being negative about it, and honestly, I don't, knock on wood, I don't care if the machine didn't last through what I needed it to, because I was able to, a couple weeks apart, do both jobs. It's small, it's compact, it's got enough weight on it to where it actually digs in deep and stuff like that, but it doesn't cost you $5,000. So definitely a really good machine, and I'm really happy with the outcome. So if you have any questions, I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff. It was a long day. I apologize, but I hope this video helps you. Let me know in the comment section below. And please, if you are going to buy any of these products, go in the description. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and it helps me out a lot. That's why I make the video, but also to pass on the education. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.